I have for you an episode of things my wife said while watching wrestling.
Yeah.
First thing she said was, and I quote, "I don't like his
Wait.
porn
Oh,
stash."
I was gonna say, is it the hottest stash?
My bad. Yeah, she did not like his porn stash.
Okay, I'm gonna put an asterisk and I'll let you continue.
Okay, out there looking like the Dread Pirate Roberts. Anyway. Let's talk about some wrestling from Canada tonight, as Dynamite was live in Winnipeg, which is definitely not a thing that they would mention a couple of times.
No. Also, I don't know if you're aware of this. Collision is tomorrow night, not
I am
Saturday.
aware. That one I can at
Okay.
least understand. Like, you're
I do
making
get
a
that.
fairly significant schedule change. I can understand why you were like, hey, it's tomorrow. The only thing I don't understand is why they didn't just do the cross promote and say it moved because of the Final Four. I don't know why you don't just cross promote that, but what do I know?
Exactly.
Which is definitely not something on my mind.
No.
Anyway, for those only listening, I'm wearing an Illinois hoodie. So, yeah.
Yes.
Anyway. All right, so let's get into it because we began with what may have been the worst guarded secret in wrestling. Did it catch you by surprise?
Well,
did you not know?
I didn't know. Yeah, I kind of tend to avoid the dirt sheet, so I try not to pay a close attention to that because I do like to be surprised. And I turned on Dynamite tonight right as it was starting, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that music. What?
Yeah.
And I just wrote, holy crap, it's Jericho, and he looks amazing.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, so
well,
you'll see why I say that's interesting here in a second. But yeah, so I there's one website that I read every morning, which is I read it every morning for two reasons. Number one is I think the rumors are fun. Number two is it allows me to kill time at work, not actually working.
That's fair.
Which I'm a fan of. But this had not been the hottest rumor. It gained a lot of momentum today. I started seeing it on social media that Jericho would be back and that he would likely be back tonight because he is from Winnipeg. But what sparked it is he filed, I believe, a trademark for the term the cornerstone, which makes a hell of a lot more sense in AEW than it does in WWE. Now,
yes, it does.
I'll give him this. I thought for sure he was done. I thought he's going back to WWE. That's it. And I was fine with it.
I think we even commented last week about them going to Canada, and I said, well, they've got, Jericho, and you're like, he's gone. And I was
because that's what I was saying of my disappointment with with rushing the Omega MJF thing. If it's solely because you want Omega on the card because they're going to be in Canada, my thing was, well, then is Jericho going to be there? And apparently the answer is yes.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens next week or possibly tomorrow night. I don't know. But so Jericho came back, and the reason that I laugh or that I say like, oh, that's interesting that you said he looked good. I have for you an episode of things my wife said while watching wrestling.
Yes.
First thing she said was, and I quote, "I don't like his
wait.
porn
Oh,
stash."
I was gonna say, is it the hottest stash?
My bad. Yeah, she did not like his porn stash.
Okay, I'm gonna put an asterisk and I'll let you continue.
Okay, out there looking like the Dread Pirate Roberts. Anyway, that was my addition. But other things that my wife said while watching wrestling. She said, and I quote, "I do like his outfits though. Man be rocking some sparkles."
That's very accurate.
And the man do be rocking some sparkles. That's true.
Well, if you're gonna have that porn stash, bro, you gotta have the sparkles.
That's true. You gotta sparkle with the stash. Yeah.
You can't do one without the other. You have to combo that.
You do. So the only other thing that I put down here was, the only other thing I put down was, that's it? Just to come out and say I'm home? That's it?
Dude, 5 minutes before you said anything.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
That crowd went bonk. Definitely pop of the night. Huge pop.
Yeah.
And it was great because All he said was, Winnipeg, AEW, I'm home. And I think that's pretty clear he's not going anywhere, especially with the Cornerstone thing, especially with the new porn stash and the sparkles. Clearly, if he went to WWE with that porn stash, Cody could sue him for gimmick infringement from when he was dashing Cody Rhodes. So
That's fair.
that can't happen. So
That is fair. Here's why I say, excuse me, we'll edit that. Here's why I say that's it. You've got, as we talked about last week, not a tremendous amount of time between now and Dynasty. So if you bring him back now to get him on the Dynasty card, which I do assume is where we are going with this, you
maybe.
probably, I mean, maybe not, but I right now I'm going to assume that's where we're going with it. If for no other reason, then Tony's got to get to his 8 hours of wrestling somehow. So my assumption was you would at least kind of start the ball rolling tonight, but I guess not.
The only thing that I had in my head was with MJF touting himself basically as the best wrestler ever, and the reason, or Speedball saying that Kenny was the reason there's AEW. I can see, if Kenny wins, or even if he doesn't, Jericho coming out at the end and being, "No offense, Kenny, I'm the reason there's an AEW."
Yeah, and I thought we were gonna get some of that tonight because Excalibur referenced, he's the first ever world champion,
Mhm.
and, he's got history with Omega, obviously. He's got history with MJF. I thought we were gonna get something there, especially since they didn't exactly roll right into the contract signing, but it wasn't
No.
far off of it. I felt like you could have run those segments together and gotten a little something, because I mean, you were right, massive pop. So let's just fantasy book this. Picture it this way: massive pop for Jericho. He comes out, he says, "I'm home." Now MJF's music hits, right? You get the big boo, even though really we love him.
Yep.
They have a little exchange. Omega's music hits, huge pop. They have an exchange. All three of those, before they even say a word, with all three of those dudes in the ring, you're going to get the holy shit chance. I mean,
Absolutely.
you
Absolutely.
could have just blown the roof off of that place to open the show by doing that. I fully recognize I'm nitpicking here. I don't think it was terrible by any
Mhm.
means. Let me be clear on that. I just thought they would do a little something to set something up with Jericho and somebody. But, okay. They didn't. I liked that it was a little bit of a callback to it gave me some of the old Y2J, the countdown
Mm.
clock vibes when the pyro went off interrupting The Rock when he first came out, and um I liked that, and I liked again kind of a throwback to The Rock, who once just said, "Finally The Rock has come home."
Mhm.
Um you know? So I didn't mind it, I just was a little surprised, I guess.
Yeah.
But not by the
He's already
return, just by how it went, you know what I mean?
right. He's already got merch. He's got new merch.
Does he? I didn't see that.
I got a message from Instagram. I got a message saying
No way.
AEW, I'm home, but it just says Jericho in a stylized purple font, which is still kind of cool.
Well, yeah. Like the video did, which I liked. I thought that was cool
Yeah.
with it in the purple and all. I liked that, so
Mhm.
anyway, so that will probably be the headline of this show, is that Jericho's back, but
Yeah. And when I said I thought he looked great, I don't know if I've seen him in that good a shape in a long, long, long time.
yeah,
'Cause I think
it's funny though, because one
physically
thing I sorry, go ahead.
no, I just think physically he
Mhm.
he looked really, really good. Like, he's clearly been working. He's clearly been dropping
Yeah,
some pounds and getting toned, and that's what I meant by he looks great, because they did do several close-ups in the stash. Ooh, it takes a little getting used to.
it
Takes a little
does.
getting used to.
It
And
does,
that's
and
coming from a guy with a weird facial hair that I have, and so
yeah, he's probably one of, like, 4 people on the planet that can kinda pull it off, um but yeah, I think you're right. I think he probably needed the break
oh,
physically.
yeah.
Whether
And
they planned for it to go that long or not, we'll probably never know, but
I wouldn't be surprised if there were. I think he definitely was talking to WWE. I think those
yeah,
talks happened, and
yeah.
I think Tony said, "No, let's keep you," and like he did not do with Cody. And I think it's
Well,
the right
I
call. I think it's a great call having Jericho stay with AEW. I love it.
no, I agree. I think it's a far more interesting I think it's far more interesting for him to stay in AEW. The Cody thing is interesting that you mentioned that because I don't think Tony didn't try to keep him. I have my theory on what happened there. Again, I'm not sure we're ever going to know. Cody, I don't know if you saw it this week, said nobody has come close to guessing it, which makes me think, yes, we have. Um, but
Yeah,
who
that's
knows?
Russell speak for, "Yep, someone
Yeah.
nailed it."
Yeah, that's kinda what I think, yeah, but who knows? But, I mean, I also think there's another side to that, which is the WWE side, and I do think that there's a chance that old Paul Levesque, who it turns out might not be as good at this as we thought he was, said no,
It's
because
it's possible.
there's been a long-standing, rumbling that they don't like each other. Um That can matter. It shouldn't
Yep,
for business, but it
shouldn't.
can. So,
I mean, I hate to bring his name up, but it never did to Vince. Vince didn't give a crap. If he
yeah,
thought he could turn a buck,
yeah,
you were back, you
yeah.
know? So,
Absolutely, absolutely. But and
but
I legitimately I think that Triple H is smarter than that, but I think there's also an angle here from the WWE side of, you look at it at the landscape, you look at, okay, so if they brought him back in the Rumble, what do you have him do? Because he wasn't gonna win it. So then
right.
what do you have him do? What's the program there? And I'm sure they could have found something and used him to make, one of the young guys, but
Mhm.
then the question becomes, is that what Jericho wants to do? I don't know.
No, probably not,
Probably not.
you know?
And I would argue the same thing about AEW. I'm not quite sure where he fits in the current landscape, but I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah. I think he fits there better now with the year off
Yeah, I agree.
and coming back, and if it goes even remotely close to what's just really briefly forming in my mind about Cornerstone, then I think it'll be a good I think you're gonna see a good year of wrestling out of Jericho. I don't know if we're gonna see him for much longer than that, but I think the next
We're
12
going to find
months
out.
is gonna be decent Jericho action personally. So, yeah,
Yeah, we're going to
I
find out.
was it made me think when we have talked about would you miss them when they're gone and would you
Mhm.
feel their absence? And having him come back, it's like, yeah, I did. I did feel his absence. And having him back felt really, really good. Like I was like, "Oh, that's freaking awesome."
Yeah.
Loved it.
That's
So, yeah.
interesting because for a while, for probably 2, 3 months after he left, I would have agreed, and then we got to a point where I was like, again, I'm not sure where he fit into the landscape at that point? There weren't storylines going that made me go, "This would be better if it was Jericho." Um,
Right. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
but, let's find out. Let's see where he slots
Yeah.
in. Let's find out. I am certainly not going to sit here and tell you that I'm pessimistic on this. I would say, I mean, look, it's him. He's got the track record, right? Like I'm not here to debate whether or not Chris Jericho is good at this. That's been decided.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's see where he goes. Let's see what he does. Let's see what the new version of him is because he's very good at reinvention. And yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic to see where it goes. And really, the only reason I'm putting cautiously in front of that is because there are a lot of booking decisions that have happened recently that I don't love slash make me scratch my head. That's why I say cautiously optimistic because it isn't all up to him. So,
Nope. Nope. It is not.
all right. So then we had the backstage brawl between Ospreay and Moxley, where I thought
Yeah.
Ospreay really sold that he really wants to kick John's ass.
I thought it was great. I loved that Osprey bit. Like we had talked last week about this new passion in him is really he's wearing it really well. It is fitting this new revitalized and re-energized Will Osprey, and he comes back and he just beats hell out of Mox and then throws, tosses Yuta like he's meant to be tossed. And yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. So then we went back to the ring for the MJF and Kenny contract signing, which I already laid out there why I think maybe we should have done that first. But right behind Jericho coming out. I thought Kenny was a lot better on the mic tonight than he was last week.
Okay, that's fair. Yep.
Last week, if you listened, I thought he was a little off. Not bad,
Hmm.
just a little off. I thought he was really good tonight. I thought the promo landed really well with me. I thought Speedball should have just kicked Max's head off instead of talking.
I agree. I 100% agree. But I got to be honest, I liked Speedball coming out and doing what he did. I thought that was really, really cool. And that's when I started getting that vibe of, okay, Speedball setting up the thing that if it weren't for Kenny, there wouldn't be AEW. Jericho's back, and Jericho has always said, back in from day one that he's the reason for AEW. So I really did like that. I thought Speedball was a decent choice. Um, and seeing him in the ring, just in street clothes, face to face with Max, you realize how he's about the same size. He doesn't have the muscle mass,
Mhm.
but he's the same, basically the same height, probably 20 pounds less of muscle, maybe not quite that much, but I was like,
Nah, it might be.
I was like, okay, I can. Okay, I'm fine seeing this because I knew you knew he was either gonna kick him in the face or they were wrestling at the end of the night. So
Yeah.
I was fine with that. I was like, yeah, all right, 2 months ago I wouldn't have bought Speedball wrestling anybody. 100% buy it tonight, and it was
Yeah.
great. Loved it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought that was a good little segment there. Then we rolled to the Demand versus Kenny, Brody, and Jack Perry. Did I miss something? Why was Brody part of this? Honestly, why was Omega part of it? I'm not quite sure how this came together.
I don't I don't really know why that happened. I think the only reason Brody was in it is to continue that Kenny thinks he's the toughest or the baddest, the most dangerous man in AEW. So there's that very tenuous thread, and then Jack Perry is Jack Perry, I guess, and he had beat
I,
Ricochet. I don't know.
Jack
I still
Jack
love
was the
this
only one
match.
that made sense because of the national title,
Yep.
implication, I guess. Okay, whatever. Look, here's the thing. That aside, I wrote down this was fun. I enjoyed it. I thought it
Yeah.
was a fun match.
I didn't know I wanted to see those three as a trios. I really liked it, and I'd be down seeing those 3 be like a mini elite or whatever you wanna call it. I would be down to see them wrestle as a trios team anytime in the future. It's got all the elements you need. I thought it was really good. You've got Jack Perry playing Ricky Morton, you've got Brody playing King Kong,
Yeah,
and
I guess.
Kenny
Yeah.
Kenny being the cleaner and the shooter, so I I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really solid match. So, yeah, liked
Yeah,
it a
I
lot.
agree. I thought it was a lot of fun for a match that I didn't understand how it came together. Don't I look, I've watched a lot of wrestling matches where there was no reason for them to happen and I didn't care. It was a good match. So it was a good match. Don't care that I didn't understand the why behind it.
Nope, didn't need to.
Nope. Then we got the Willow backstage promo throwing out the open challenge, and boy, that felt like a tease for a Mercedes return to me.
I hope so. It did feel that same way to me. I was like, "You want the best? Can't think of too many people left that could fit that bill anymore, so
No.
I hope she's back."
Yep, I agree. Unless they're gonna do like a like a one-off appearance of, I don't know, like a Mickey James or somebody like that.
Oh,
She's not Canadian though, is she? I don't think so. I was gonna say Trish, but I mean, she's under the Legends contract to
right.
WWE, so I don't think you can do it. Maybe you
Yeah, no,
could, I don't know.
Mickey James is, I believe her nationality is hardcore country, I believe is what it is.
Yes, you are correct on that. Yes.
Yeah.
By the
Yep,
way,
yep, yep.
congratulations to Hardcore Country on taking the gold medal in the bobsled event this year. Big win for them. Big win.
Well, it's because they wrapped their bobsled in barbed wire with the
Well,
hardcore.
I would think that would slow you down, actually.
It kept everyone else away. That's what did
Well,
it.
that's a good
I'm like,
point. Yeah, you go first, you shred the course, you win by default, I guess. So,
yep, yep. Solid logic we're using here. I think this is what they call backstage talk.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see if the AI flags it as that or not.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I hope not because I actually rather enjoyed it. But anyway, um, then we continued to have Christian Cage be great.
He's so
He's
good.
so
He's
good.
just so good.
The
Him
whole,
him
the whole thing was great.
threatening Renee
Yeah,
was
it was great.
so funny.
It was great. And Edge, because I can't stop myself from calling him that, going, "No." That was really funny. I thought when they went into the FTR locker room, I thought Trent was really good here too. He's subtly very funny in this segment.
Yep. Yep. I think you and I have talked about missed opportunities with Trent due to whatever reasons, but I like seeing him on TV. But if someone needs to get a beat down and it gets Trent on TV, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me
So
too.
yeah, they beat down RPG Vice, which, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
But like
yeah,
you said, Christian coming back and giving one more shot. Oh, so good.
everything he did there was perfect.
Yep.
He is on the run of his career, in my opinion, and that's saying something. He is
Yeah.
in the run of his career right now.
I'm a little surprised they kept them backstage since they were in Canada,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that too. I figured for sure we'd get an in-ring promo. Um, but whatever, you do what you do. It's still certainly landed with the crowd, so that's all that
oh, yeah.
matters.
Oh, yeah.
Pac and Ospreay up next. I thought Ospreay looked great.
I thought both these guys looked amazing. I thought Pac is looking better and better every time. Give me more of these two. I loved this match.
Yeah, it was great. This is my match of the night. Um,
Absolutely.
I thought they were great, but I was watching it. I think in particular to see. Okay, now we're getting kind of a legit match coming off the neck surgery, right? So what does Osprey really look like? Like, where's the conditioning at? All that stuff. And the answer is every bit as good as before the surgery, maybe better. Holy
Yeah.
crap, did he look good?
So there was the I can't even describe it, how when he flipped backwards out of basically a neck crank,
Yes.
I I'm just dumbfounded. Saw that and was like, "What just happened?"
Yeah.
And he looked so great. I thought it was great to have Pac attack him right at the beginning on the apron. I loved that whole bit. I loved the Doc getting in there and going, "Dude, you don't have to do this. It's your neck." I thought that played out really well. It didn't feel near as cheesy as some of those kind of my neck hurts bits can feel. I I thought Osprey played into it great. The Doc played into it great. I thought it was really solid, and I freaking love this match.
Yeah.
Love.
It was tremendous. Everything about it was really good. I liked the end when the Death Riders came for the beatdown or threatened beatdown.
There was a beatdown.
Was there a beatdown? Okay. I
Yeah,
couldn't
they got him
remember.
down. They put the chair around his neck.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Okay, I remembered the chair around his neck. I didn't necessarily remember how we got there.
He put it on and then laid down. He put
Well,
it on himself,
that's what
and
I
then he
assumed
was
because
yeah,
usually
and then
that's what you do post match is you put a chair around your neck and lay down.
he laid down. That's what happened.
Yeah, but I thought that was good. I liked Mox's promo here.
Yeah,
My one note on it is I kind of wish I know why he didn't, but I kind of wish he had gotten out on the "you might lose it permanently" line. I thought that was a way better line to go out on.
I agree. I agree. I love how he threatened to decapitate him.
Yep,
That was
yep.
great,
I thought that
and
was
he shoulda left it.
yep, that was your exit right there. Went just a little too far on that one, but
I
only a little.
just a bit, yep, just a bit, and I really did though. I thought the finish, holy cow, reversing the brutalizer that
Yep,
way.
yep.
Again, I don't. I know. Someone on the announce team said it. I don't think I've seen that either. I don't think I've seen that
Mm-mm.
reverse like that in that way. And like I said, match of the night. I liked Mox's promo afterwards. I like how he was like, "There's 6 of us. What did you think was going to happen?"
Yeah,
I liked
yeah.
it. Went a
Very good
little
promo from him.
one line too long, but otherwise great.
Right. And but still, yeah, very good promo. He went one line too far, but you compare that to the rambling weirdness that he had been doing, which were, if he said 10 sentences, then it was 11 sentences too long. Like,
Yeah, last week's promo was weird and
yeah,
not near as effective.
yeah,
This
this was
week's
good.
was he's been painting this promo in a different style, and I think last week was finding his footing. This week, it landed much better.
I agree.
Better.
I agree.
Yep.
Then we got so we go from the match of the night to I don't wa I have a hard time qualifying this one because I think that the live crowd was way further down on this match than I was. So it was Triangle of Madness versus Mina and the Brawling Birds, and was it just me or did it get awfully quiet in there?
Well, I mean, after what you just saw, that's a death spot to put
True.
anything into, and so they did not build them to win. I actually wrote down that I was looking forward to this one because I thought, okay, you've got Tekla in a trios match, you've got Mina with the Brawling Birds, who they're high on. I thought this had potential. It didn't reach even my low standard, but I didn't hate the match. I think that Julia Hart isn't there yet. I think Sky Blue looks good. I gotta admit, Tekla is weird and growing on me. Her weird camera sides, which used to kind of annoy me, kind of amuse the daylights out of me tonight. And I also, before the match even started, I wrote down, I guess Thunder Rosa came and went, huh?
Sure did.
Because I ain't seen her.
Yep, sure did. So I kind of liked this match. I would certainly not call it anywhere near match of the night. I kind of liked it just because I thought that it did a nice job of giving you, like you were saying there, a little bit more from Tekla.
Mhm.
It gave us a different side of Mina than we've really seen, and I think that's good. They need that right now. Beyond that, I don't know what this did. It didn't do anything for the Birds. Like, I'm not sure what
No,
it did for them.
I mean, it just shows that they're a good tag team, which, we already knew that.
Right.
The
I
the
mean,
the biggest nitpick I have is I wrote down another six-person suplex. Who's producing this match?
yeah, they are in
What
love with that
did you
spot.
not? But did you not? I mean, twice on one show? Come on,
They do it
come
all the
on.
time. I mean, they do it all the time in these multi-person matches. You're either going to get the six-person suplex, or you're gonna get the thing where they all stack in the corner and whoever the
Power Doom.
powerhouse is,
Yep,
power bombs all of them.
yep. But
Like,
but
it's a guarantee at this point.
but you usually only see one of those if you have two of those
True.
trios matches. You don't see the same group move twice in one night, and I was like, "Come on,
Yep.
don't do that."
Yep.
But
No,
they did, and that was my biggest blah.
no,
So,
I agree. I mean, the match was, I think there were some things that left to be desired there. I don't know. You brought up Julia Hart. I don't know what's going on there. She had been really good pre-injury, and since coming back, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's just she hasn't gotten enough reps or what it is, but I hope that that gets straightened out because I really enjoyed what she was doing before she got hurt,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't know,
I
but
also wrote down Mina laying on the A in the shape of the A in the AEW on the mat was hilarious to me.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know. I hope she meant to do it. I thought
I
it was
think she
hilarious.
absolutely meant to do it. Yeah.
I thought it was great. And then I was also stunned. This was the Triangle of Madness's first loss, according to Excalibur.
I mean, that's probably true. I don't
I guess as a
ever?
trios, it
Yeah.
maybe just 2026 because I know the sisters have
Yeah.
on goose eggs, but maybe just with the three of them, they haven't lost yet.
Well, actually, that does make some sense because they protected Tekla a lot in the build to the title. So yeah, that makes sense.
Did did the next segment confuse you as much as it confused me?
Yes, I literally wrote down, Doug, this whole segment confused me. Yes. Holy crap, yes.
I wrote down Darby. Was he even announced for tonight?
I
Calls
don't
out
know if he
Max,
was.
question mark?
Yeah, I went I mean, here's what went through my head. I'm far more interested in the Don Callis family hunting Darby than I am in Darby hunting Max. Andrade was the only guy who didn't know he was gonna be the pick.
Yeah.
That was obvious.
Yep.
And then why did Brody and Jack Perry come out?
I this was here's what I wrote down about the whole thing. I wrote, "I see what Darby's trying to do, which is he's trying to be, the feisty rebel who's going, ah, fight the bad guy." It's just not I don't think it's landing with the crowd. It's not landing with me. Um, I wrote down Brody and Jack Perry with the save question mark, and then Kenny comes out,
So,
and then I wrote meh.
yeah. So initially I had been confused by Kenny coming out as well. It would make more sense 'cause since he stayed on commentary for the main event, which was next, but this whole like you said, this whole thing confused me. I don't get it. I don't know what they were trying to do there.
I mean, I, uh, I think Brody and Darby have history. Maybe Jack and Darby have a history, but I thought, okay, Brody wants a shot at Max. Darby wants a shot at Max. It makes more sense for Kenny to come out and be like, "Look, kid, I get it, but wait your turn."
Yeah.
Uh, and again, I'm a fan of having a lot of people chase the belt. And I know I feel like this is 6 months too late for Darby, or at least 6 months too early. Like, it doesn't feel the right time for Darby to be saying, "I want the title shot." It's like, well, you're not gonna get it. And even if you do, you're not gonna win it. I'm sorry, Darby. I don't wanna be the guy to tell you, but you're not gonna win it.
Yeah. I agree. I think the timing is off on that. And going back to what you said about them having a history. Yeah, he and Brody have history. You know that spot that they did recently where Brody choked Max out, hanging him over the rope? He did that to Darby first.
Okay,
That's
yeah, 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 yeah,
that's the
okay.
history is they are rivals. So why
Yes.
are you saving this guy? I know you're both faces, but why are you saving this guy that's been your rival? And I would say the same thing with him and Jack. I don't think Darby and Jack have crossed paths a lot, but to my knowledge, the only time they have was the Four Pillars match when it was Max,
Mm.
Sammy Guevara, Darby, and Jack Perry fighting for the belt, which is a match I still like, even though I know a lot of people crap on it. I thought it was good.
No, I like that match too.
And I liked the
Absolutely.
story part of it too. I know even the people
Yep.
involved didn't love it, but I liked it. But anyway,
I liked it.
so it
I
just didn't make sense to me.
I think you had 2 guys with history with Darby that were coming out and just being like, "Hey, we haven't forgot about you." And I get it, but it just again, the timing is so weird.
But
And
yeah,
uh,
but from
I
a logic standpoint,
oh,
right?
I'm
Because
sorry. I thought we were talking about wrestling.
well,
Okay.
okay, but we've talked about this before, right? Of you build a world, and I
Yep.
will suspend my disbelief. But once you've built the world, now I want you to play by the rules that you have built, right?
Yeah.
Or that
Yeah.
you have laid out.
Yeah. These are your rules, not ours.
Yeah, this is your world that you built.
Mhm.
So when it would have made more sense to me if it was like, oh well, but Brody and Jack are neck deep in a beef with the Don Callis family, but they aren't.
No.
The Bucks would have made more sense here.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
not that they're neck deep with the Don Callis family, but at least there's more of a history with the Don Callis family there. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it felt to me like they went, we need two faces to come out and save him. Jack, Brody, you're up. Like they
Yeah.
were
You're
hanging
you're
around and Tony just went, you two go. Like
you. Who are
yeah,
you? Go. Oh,
I don't
shit.
know.
Kenny, now
It
go.
confused me. It just could yeah, I mean, it just
I thought one
confused
of
me.
you were Kenny. No? Damn it. Okay. Kenny, go.
Where is Stone Cold Steve Austin? We need him.
Cold
He needs to
Steve.
run. Yeah. Lukewarm Steve Dallas needs to run in and make the save.
And can I just say real quick with
Yeah.
that reference,
Yeah.
it makes me sad, but I'm so happy for him that Danhausen isn't able to do what he's doing in WWE, wasn't able to do it in AEW. I'm so thrilled for Danhausen for being able to do what he's doing, sell merch like a madman and not wrestle. I love it for him. I wish he could have had more screen time in AEW, but ugh.
I think that I saw somebody say this online, and I agree with it. I think that Tony I don't think he loves the comedy acts. Like, I don't think he has a problem with wrestlers being funny, but when
Mhm.
that's your whole shtick, is that you're weird, goofy, funny guy, and you really don't bring a ton else to the table, I don't think that's Tony's cup of tea, and I think he gets tired of it quick, and I think that's what happened there.
Could be. Could very well be. And,
Or
again,
it could be
it's his
because Danhausen is tight with Punk.
that could very well be too.
I think that was a big part of it.
That could be too. But again, I'm happy for him. But anyway, I thought that whole last segment was meh, confusing, unnecessary,
Yeah.
and whatever. And then I just wrote down because Kenny was on commentary. I wrote down Kenny on the mic in just shorts is freaking hilarious. I don't know what it was. It just made me laugh. I'm like,
I
dude,
agree.
you're at the commentary table. Put on at least a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Come on, take it off when you get
I
back in the ring.
I think that should be part of his character now that he never wears a shirt. Like, he literally never wears a shirt.
Yes, please give me more of that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I want.
Yeah. I thought he was pretty good on commentary. I thought,
Mhm.
Nigel put him on the spot asking what he said to Darby, and he had to improv something there pretty quick, and I thought he did a pretty good job with it.
Yeah,
Um,
I was
but
like,
I
"What do
thought
you?"
that was interesting.
You can't ask him that question. He's not
Yeah.
gonna tell you, and if he
Like,
does, it's
Nigel,
not
you
gonna be
know better, man.
exactly, exactly. Big dork.
But it was MJF and Speedball in the main event, as set up earlier in the evening. I thought they were really good. They
Yeah,
pushed for match of the night in my mind.
I thought it was great. I thought, yeah. If I'm sorry, going up against Ospreay and Pac, you're gonna have to do something just miraculous to get match of the night out of me. And but on almost any other card, yeah, I would have put that as match of the night. I thought they both looked great. And again, I think this is another really good match that shows just how MJF can perform and his little psychological things. Again, him just screaming as he's getting dropped on his head or getting ready to get squashed. I know it's dumb. I know it's little, but it just brings a little level of believability and a little bit of like, oh crap, like, I think anyone would do that. Not everyone does it in the ring. He does, and I love it. To me, it's one of those things that's like, "Oh, god, he's a genius. He's just so good."
No, I agree. I love him. I think everything he does is incredible. I thought they were great tonight. Really, really good stuff. I think it was the right thing having Speedball lose it.
Oh, yeah.
Because going back to what we were saying about Darby, if Speedball had won, and it's like, oh, okay, he's going to get the first shot after Dynasty. I have, look, I get it. The man's on a heater right now, but he's not going to win.
No, but if
He's
I
not
mean,
going to win.
if Kenny wins, he said he would give him
Right.
a match, like, immediate so,
Yeah.
yeah, he could have gotten the match regardless of what happened, so
Yeah. Yeah.
but I thought this match was really good. I thought the ending was weird that they were like, "We're gonna stay with this to the end," and then it ends, and they just keep with it for, like, another 2
So
minutes.
I don't know what happened tonight, but they were short. They had to stretch to the top of the hour. If you watched it live, it ended at I think 9 or 9:01 PM Central.
Gotcha.
They've been ending at like 9:15 our time.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, one of the other notes I wrote down, 4 matches, 2 hours tonight. Tomorrow on Collision, I think I saw 20 matches listed.
Yeah.
What the hell? I don't know if some of those people were in the building tonight. Maybe they were, but it felt like they didn't have enough people to really fill out that show because 4 matches was it, and you had a lot of backstage stuff. So, I don't know if they're trying to really cram Collision with a bunch of stuff because it's gonna be on a different night and they wanna make sure that people are watching.
I don't know
But
if it's a travel issue. I don't know. But here's how you know they ran short. right now, we have finished the show, and you and I are not even at the 40-minute mark.
Yeah. Well, there's only, again,
We
4 matches.
Yeah, we normally talk for, like, an hour about this stuff, so
Yep. And we
I
went kinda long on the Jericho bit.
that's what I was thinking too. Like, that there wasn't a lot of meat on the bone tonight. Now, I'll say this, it was a good episode of Dynamite. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it, and I
Those
think that
4
they did what they
matches
need to do.
those 4 matches, they were great. But it also, at the end of it, I was like, I understand why some AEW talent could get frustrated with not getting TV time. I
Yep,
100% understand it.
yep.
I and I'm not gonna begin to pretend that I know how it works with Tony's mind and how who gets to say what. But I understand it, and it's just sometimes a little bewildering to me that you have so many talented people that just can't get on TV. And now you've got Jericho back. He's going to eat up a spot. You know he's going to get TV time.
Yeah,
You know Cope and Cage are going to get whatever TV time they want. FTR is going to get whatever TV time they want. MJF, Kenny.
yeah.
So
Well,
I
so
don't know.
so no, I hear you, because 2 thoughts on that. Like, number 1, you were ramming these quote unquote standby matches down our throats for weeks on these shows that were going 15, 20 minutes long,
Yeah.
and you don't do it tonight when you clearly had time. That
Well,
doesn't
Brody
make
had already
sense.
come out twice.
Well,
So
but I mean, to your point, then throw Big Bill out there. Have him
absolutely.
have him squash somebody. Willie
Yeah.
Mack has been complaining. Did you even remember Willie
That
Mack is signed to
no.
All Elite Wrestling? Because
That's
he
what made me
is.
bring that up because I
Yeah.
read that today about
Yeah.
how he was like I think he had 5 matches last year.
Yeah, so you could roll him out there.
Yep.
You could throw any of the tag teams out there that are MIA all over again.
Yeah, throw out your new toy, Jordan Oliver and Alec Price,
Yeah.
who were on once.
Well, again, any tag team. If you are not FTR or Cope and Christian, doesn't matter. Does not
Nope.
matter. The Bucks
Rascals
are
are
on the fringe of it, but we didn't see them
yep.
tonight. You could have
Rascals
thrown
has
them in
been
some. The
Rascals have been getting
Rascals are
some
not
TV
there.
time. They're getting time tomorrow,
Yep.
but you've got so many tag teams that you
Yeah.
could do anything with.
You brought
Proto
Private
Kata.
Party back and didn't do anything with them.
Nope.
I
They came
mean,
back for a minute and they were like, "We're gonna, we're back and we're changed." And well, we can't see you, so I don't know what's happening.
yeah. So, I mean, you had plenty of options there that you could have done to fill the time. The other thing I'll point out is, again, on a show that to me sure felt like it went short and Excalibur was stretching at the end to try to make the top of the hour. Where was Swerve?
Haven't seen Swerve since he lost at all, and I think that's probably good. I think that's fine that we don't see Swerve for a minute
Eh,
because
Here's
I
what
think
I was.
having
Go
him
ahead.
back could muddy the waters a little more that we really don't need because those waters are muddy as it is with that title contenders. So I'm okay not seeing him for a couple weeks. Let him go away, let him refresh, and let him come back and basically wrestle murder someone on TV.
I mean, I think you make a fair point there. My thought on it, though, was so you're going to not have him on the card, on the Dynasty card then,
Probably not. No.
which seems, I guess maybe Jericho takes that spot then, but it's like, again, you're going to have a pay per view without one of your biggest names. Okay. Alrighty. I just, it bugs me because it goes back to what we were talking about last week of you could have done a really cool thing with him, with Swerve and Omega, and you could have had MJF and Omega after Dynasty, and they didn't do it, and that bums me the hell out.
Yeah.
So
And maybe he's requested some time off. Maybe he
maybe,
needs a break. I don't know, but
yeah, maybe,
I do think this rushed Omega match last week was a mistake.
yeah, yeah. I do too, and I think again on a show where you went short, if you could have had those two guys on the mic against each other, come on, man, like,
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on.
I mean,
So
you had Kevin Michael Knight riding Kit there because he came out with Speedball. He could have taken someone on. I mean, we
yes,
know the Don Callis family was there. Hell, I would pay to see Kevin Knight and El Clone go at it.
yes, I would, I would
Why
too.
not?
Yeah.
Why not give us that? They
Yep.
were both there.
Yeah. I mean, Claudio is barely on TV anymore, and when he
Yeah.
is, it's just to be Moxley's muscle. I mean, Andy Garcia is not doing a ton. I was about to say Fletcher wasn't there, although apparently he may have gotten hurt. Um,
Oh, that'll suck.
there's a question on if his ankle got hurt or not. I think on Collision, but also I know. Well, Sky Blue was with him, so never mind. I was gonna say he had been over in London. They were promoting the on sale for All In, but Sky Blue was with him, and she was on tonight. So there goes that theory. Um, I
Unless
don't
they
know.
don't travel together for kayfabe. No,
What's that?
I said unless they don't travel together for kayfabe, but no, just
Well,
kidding.
that would be awkward.
Um, I did see somewhere that he had that they those 2 have mentioned the possibility of maybe being an on-screen couple as well. So,
Yeah.
I don't see that in the near future by any means.
No, it doesn't make sense right now, but yeah,
No,
at some point. Yeah.
but okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
So yeah, if you don't know, they're married.
Yeah. I
So
didn't know they were married. I just thought they were together. I didn't realize they
I
were
think
married.
they're married. I could be wrong on that. They're definitely together. I thought they were married, but I could be wrong. Um, regardless, they live together. They
Congratulations to both of them.
yes.
Proud
Yes.
of both of you.
Um,
Proto Blue.
I kinda like that.
Thank you. Thank you. I
That's a
just
good
thought of it.
name. That's a good name for them. I like that.
Just thought
But
of it.
yeah, but anyway, so it just feels like you had plenty of room here to showcase people that you never put on TV or rarely put on TV, and you didn't do it. The women's tag belts are now completely in purgatory. You could have been building a story there, you didn't.
Yeah.
Um,
Just announce that they'll be in action tomorrow.
right.
No opponent, nothing.
Yeah, which typically when they do that means they're gonna squash some locals, and that's gonna be, but you've got nobody lined up for them. You could have been working on that and some of that time tonight.
Mhm.
I assume it's gonna be Mina and Tekla at Dynasty for the women's belt,
I
but
would assume so, yeah.
we haven't really made that yet, and
If they bother
okay,
putting that on the card, which they may not do, and if they do,
that's
it's
true.
probably gonna be on 0 hour.
That's true. Yeah. So I think you've built a handful of matches for Dynasty, and that's it.
Mhm.
And you could have used some of that time to make more of that card come together. So
Yeah,
again, I'm gonna say that, this was a good show. This was a good episode of Dynamite, but they wasted some
absolutely.
there were some missed opportunities here, and we've been saying that a lot lately.
Yep,
So
yep.
I
I would I would have sacrificed that Darby bit
yep,
for almost anything else.
I agree.
Literally almost anything else. And it's a little frustrating because I know, at least in the past, it seems that Tony, when he sees something that doesn't quite work, he's not afraid to get away from it.
Yeah,
Apparently, he thinks this is working enough. I thought, again, I don't think the crowd is as into Darby going after the title as Darby and maybe Tony think they are. Because remember when he said, "I'm coming for you, Max," the crowd didn't react. They were like, "Okay." And then tonight, when he came out and called out Max, it was kind of like, "Hey, Darby's here."
yeah. I think the only thing in my mind is that everything that they're doing is setting up the dominoes for All In, which is what you should be doing right now, by the way,
Could be. Yep.
because it's 4 months away. So you should be setting those storylines up. My hope is that that's what they're doing. And so even some of these things that you and I are watching and going, this doesn't make sense. This feels
Hmm.
rushed. I don't
Yep.
understand why we're doing it. Is that maybe it's setting something else up that, in a month, coming out of Double or Nothing, we're going to go, oh, okay, I get it. They were doing this to get to this, which is going to get us here for All In, because it's got to all be building to All In my mind. At this
I
point, it
hope
just
so.
has to be.
I hope so. You know,
So
and like you
yeah,
said, if Mercedes Monet doesn't show up to take on Willow, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be disappointed because again, I cannot fathom who they would have.
well, the
Can't
the
fathom
only
it.
other thought that I have on that though is, okay, so if she comes back tomorrow night and takes on Willow, I know that she's been losing the belts all over the place, but doesn't it feel like she almost has to beat Willow in that spot?
I would think.
So the question then becomes, do you A, have her beat Willow and she carries the TBS championship into All In, where then she only is in a TBS title match and not in the Women's World Championship match? Or do you B, have her shoot for the double championship and take on Tekla at All In? Given her history, it's probably option B, but I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know what the right move there is because I agree with you that you cut a promo like Willow did tonight, it sure feels like that's Mercedes that she's talking about. Because if you
Sure
roll
does.
Britt Baker out there, and I like Britt Baker, I'm a fan of hers, but you roll Britt out there tomorrow night, that's not gonna hit the way you think it will.
I mean, it'd be really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'd
Mhm.
pop for that. I'd pouch
I
for
would
it. I'd
too.
pop on the couch.
I would.
I don't think, but if you do that, I think do. If you do that, I think I know I'm 12. I think it's a one and done. I don't think we
Yeah.
see her
Yep.
again. I think she pulls the Thunder Rosa, shows up 2 shows and is out. I can't see you putting Thunder Rosa in there. I can't see you trying to rekindle a rivalry with Statlander because that would make 0 sense.
Yep. I agree.
I d I ca I can't think of any other women in the division that
So
are remotely have any heat going into this, like, at all.
yeah, I think it's gotta be somebody that's a surprise. So it's either a surprise return in Mercedes, or I will give you Hikaru Shida.
Okay.
I will
Yeah,
posit that name.
I will take that.
Um, or it's somebody that's just completely unexpected. It's either somebody that they signed that
Mm,
we didn't think about, or like I said, it's a one-off from a Canadian legend, whomever that may be.
I couldn't even begin to like you said, what's her nuts is tied up in a Legends contract
Yeah, I
probably.
mean, Trish is
Trish, yeah.
the legend in my mind of women's wrestling from Canada. It's Trish Stratus, but she is very much under the Legends contract to WWE, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
You know who I think is no, I have 0 reason to suspect this could be the person, but I know that they are semi-active, they're a big name, and I don't think they're under any WWE contract because I saw her recently in GCW in the last 2 months, Gail Kim.
That would be interesting. No, she's not tied to WWE at all.
No,
The only reason that I think it won't be her is she went on Twitter and fired some shots at AEW in the past.
of course she did. Of course she did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it, but I'm just trying literally, I'm pulling names out of a hat right
Yeah,
now,
but
trying to think of
I'm with you.
if you don't give us Mercedes, that is a short list now of current AEW stars and available stars outside of AEW that would be credible.
Yep, I agree.
I like your idea of hardcore country. I think that would be fun.
I think
I
Mickey
don't
James would be
see
very interesting there. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I guess we find out tomorrow. But again, my hope here is that they are setting things up that are going to ultimately get us to All In. Um, it just right now it feels weird and it feels convoluted, and that's where the Jericho return makes me raise an eyebrow too. Of where do we fit? Doesn't that muddy it more? Where do we fit him in? So
And I know it's hypocritical of me, but I don't care with him. Like, I'm like, "All
yeah,
right, put him in. I don't care. He'll make it work because I
he will.
trust him that much because he makes it work."
Yeah. No, I mean,
The Willow call out makes less sense because it's like, you better have a good plan. So,
yeah. I mean, look, the Jericho return makes sense to me, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I think that only
right.
makes the show better, but it just again, where do you put him? you know,
Yeah.
where do you put him and who just lost their spot? Because somebody
Yeah.
did.
You
So,
almost you almost have to have him either go up against Omega or MJF. You almost have to,
yeah,
especially if he's going to bring in that cornerstone gimmick that he trademarked. So,
yeah, yep.
uh, or on an outside, maybe Moxley,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe. There's some history there. Yeah, yeah.
I don't
A
know.
pivot swerve to him? I don't know.
Okay, okay.
I don't know. I mean, but that's the end of the pool we're playing in is that main event level, and that's already a pretty convoluted scene as it is. So I just it's a good show tonight. I don't wanna end on a note of us being like, "Oh, Dynamite sucked, and it sucked for a couple
No, it
weeks."
did
That's not
not.
it. That's not it at all. It was a good show. I'm just really confused. And I'm not confused in the way of, like in the exciting way, you know what I mean? Where I'm going like, "Ooh, well, maybe this is gonna happen," or, "Ooh, maybe that," or, "Ooh, this would be fun." I'm confused in a way of like, I don't I have no idea why we're doing what we're doing, and we're doing things like the
You're
Darby promo that don't make sense.
you're confused like me on a daily basis.
Yeah, I'm confused like when they tried to teach me math in high school.
Thank you. Yes.
It's not a fun level of confused there.
No. No, it is not. But again, I liked the show. 4 matches. They did a great job with those 4 matches. Could have used one more, but that's okay. Um, Collision tomorrow night is gonna be jam-packed. Hell, maybe we should do a bonus episode. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Maybe
know.
we'll do one this weekend. Getting ready for Dynasty. Dynamite?
Yeah.
Dynasty. Come
I
on.
yeah, I've made that same mistake too. So anyway, we will continue along this very winding and confusing path to Dynam see, there it was, to Dynasty. Uh
Dynasty.
Dynasty. Yep, that's what they should have called it. So anyway, we will continue on it possibly later this week, but definitely next week. So like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already. And follow us on social media at Elite Heat Pod on pretty much every channel that is out there. And again, I'll put it out there. Let us know what you're thinking. Maybe you see an angle that we don't. I'd love to hear it because I'm
Yeah.
confused as hell, and I would prefer to not be confused as hell.
Yeah, I go through life every day like that. It's not super fun, so I'd appreciate some clarity, especially in my wrestling. So if you can help me out, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, wrestling is typically the one thing I'm not confused about. So now
Yes. Don't
up
like
is
this feeling.
sideways and purple is milk and
Again? Purple
yeah,
as milk again?
again. Yes. 1984 all over again.
All right, I gotta go get some purple.